Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Oops, I forgot to add myself to the screen. Hi everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Saturday. It's very nice out today. And the dog has been barking like crazy. That's what was taking me so long. I was trying to calm him down, but no such luck. Well, maybe by now. Anyways, I hope everybody's doing well today. Like I said, this is a pregame for slap fights, which will be happening after this, around 4:45 Pacific time, which is 7:45 Eastern. And I'm gonna come watch it with you guys. But until then, we're gonna pregame a little bit with some Braunlick, some court, some fun. Yeah, I'm gonna run with the scissors. Actually, I'm gonna cut a piece to be a filter for my joint. Anyways, let's get going. If you want to share what you've eaten today or what you drank today, maybe something delicious and cold. Oh, tell me all about it. I don't have a single drink here. This is a problem. I put in my grocery order and it's not ready yet, so I'm a sad bear because of that. But let's just get going. Samantha looks sad too.
For the record, this matter is before the court this morning for a pretrial conference. The same is being conducted via Zoom. Court is in receipt of what appears to be a judgment of divorce signed by both parties, but not fully completed. Are you Samantha Torres?
I am, yes.
And sir, you are Jose Medina? Mr. Medina, can you sit down somewhere? You're walking around in the yard. Can you sit down and be still for a minute? Can you hear the court? Okay, there. Nature walk.
He got into a car? Honestly, it went from bad to worse.
Samantha, is there a way you can text him to turn on his audio?
Yes, 1 second.
Fucking people. What the fuck? Also, I was Aw, thanks, Presto. That's so sweet. I was trying to explain to my daughter what slap fighting is. We finally figured, like, I finally explained, but she was like,
Samantha, he froze up. So when I turn off his camera, tell him it helps so we can hear him.
Okay.
Can you see us?
He's froze up.
Right, but can you see us if he turns off, if you turn off the camera?
No, he can't see us, but maybe we
Can he dial, he's able to hear, but I don't know if you guys can hear him. Can he dial that number that's that we got on that letter?
Yes.
Yes.
The
Okay.
646 number?
Yeah.
By audio, He dials that phone number, then he adds the Zoom ID number.
Okay.
Mr. Medina, can you hear the court?
He still doesn't have audio when he froze up.
Okay, so yeah, once you, he can hang up and once you text him, have him call the phone number.
Okay.
I want to do it in the women's division, but it's hard to get in there. That's what she said. Also, I learned that the judge was talking about his grandchildren. This judge, they are grandchildren that him and his wife take care of for his daughter. Oh my God. Is she praying? Samantha, I think it's going to be okay. I
Ms.
think you're
Torres, are you still
actually-
receiving public assistance?
I'm only receiving Medicaid. I had to reapply for Medicaid for the kids.
So
Are you
yes.
currently receiving Medicaid?
Yes.
Okay, the reason that there's a fee waiver of $255, the court will order then your husband to pay that. The taxpayers
Okay.
have to pay that. You appear to be young and able-bodied. And further, your judgment makes reference to only 2 children, but actually you had 4 children, correct?
We have 4 children. Well, I have 4 children. One was from before I met Mr. Mireles, and 2 of those are biologically his, and the other one was born out of wedlock.
Ooh, the tea is hot in here today. Girl. Shit.
Okay, you need to hire a lawyer, ma'am, because it's presumed any children born during the marriage are presumed to be children of Jose Medina.
Okay.
So you need to file a motion to revoke paternity. If one of these children was born during your marriage and Jose is not the biological father, you need to file a motion to revoke paternity. And you need an attorney to do that. So which child was born out of wedlock?
Francesca.
Okay,
Well, actually, Francesca was born in wedlock, just the wrong marriage. Right? Oh man, what a mess.
the youngest.
Francesca.
Okay, what about the other 3?
Penelope and Melanie. Those are biologically Jose's.
Okay, what about you reference also in your divorce complaint that you had a child with Jose Maxiel?
Maxiel, he was before I met Jose.
Okay, was he born before you got married? That's the question. Was he
Yes,
born
he
before you
was-
got married?
Yes.
Okay, so that name should not be referenced on the complaint. It creates a lot of confusion.
Okay.
Jose is not the biological father of Taurus, and Taurus was born before you got married, correct?
Correct.
Hi, Chris. Oh, I think the baby daddy or the hubby, not baby daddy, is here. Hi, Chris. Hope you are doing well today. It is hot as fuck around here, guys. I was just about to check my weather. Check my weather. Why is it in Montreal? I would like to go to Montreal, but that can't be right. It says it's 73 degrees here. It's gotta be hotter than that. It is so hot. It is so hot. 26 maybe. Maybe. All right, let's keep going.
And Francesca was born out of wedlock, so you need DNA testing. You really complicated things by being separated for so many years. So you need to hire a lawyer. If you can't afford, you You can't get, the court cannot divorce you until that's been addressed. So
Oh my God. I guess it doesn't happen the same way if you're a woman who's been separated, but my ex-husband wasn't my ex-husband until recently. We were married for a long time, even though we weren't together, and he had a baby. Is that my baby then?
that biological father needs to step forward. We need to identify that biological father and we need DNA testing unless everyone agrees that Jose is not the biological father. So yeah, you've complicated things. And you probably need an attorney to help you through that. If you cannot, this will reach out to family to help you hire an attorney. And if you can't, then you can contact legal services to assist you.
I did, because so the thing is that like the biological father of Francesca, we had signed to add him. We had to send it to the state of Michigan to add him to the birth certificate.
Well, they can't do that if you're married. So yeah, you need to hire a lawyer to provide the court with all this documentation, ma'am. So hire a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, contact legal services. All right.
Okay.
Is Jose Medina, are you present on audio?
Yes, I listen.
Okay, we'll call the case.
Torres versus Jose Medina.
For the record, this matter is before the court for a pretrial conference. The same is being conducted via Zoom. Ma'am, you're Samantha Torres, is that correct?
Yes.
You never took your husband's last name?
I did not.
And sir, Jose Medina, you're present on audio, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Torres, Mr. Medina has advised the court that that the minor child, Francesca, is it Francesca?
Francesca, yes.
Francesca, that you are not the biological father of that child. Is that correct, Mr. Medina?
I'm sorry, I cannot understand very well.
Does he know about this already, or is the judge telling him this for the first time? My God. I have questions. Also, he can't say Francesca. Francesca. Well, 4 kids, 1 before, 3 in the marriage, but one of those 3 is not biologically the husband's. But technically 3 were born in the marriage. And that's where this problem arises, because it looks like in Michigan, similar to Texas, if you are married at the time of the birth of a child, there's an automatic presumption of paternity to your husband. And where that isn't the case is Georgia. So the state of Georgia doesn't give you parental rights just because you were married necessarily. You have to establish those.
Can you put the translator?
We don't know. You need to let the court know in advance. I just don't have translators in in my office. You need to let the court know in advance. You have a family member that can sit with you.
But I don't have nobody.
All right. The court cannot, Ms. Torres, perhaps you can explain to Mr. Medina afterwards that the court cannot grant a divorce without us determining the paternity of this child, the third child.
Okay.
Ms. Torres, your address is still 1611 Sam Drive in Monroe, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Medina, Mr. Medina, do you still reside at 300?
No, I switched my address.
Okay, what is your new address? Or perhaps you can make that inquiry, Ms. Torres, and I can write down his new address for mailing purposes.
The address is 2.
Ms. Torres, can you assist in interpreting what's the new address for Mr. Medina?
Yes. 29. Again, I'm sorry.
Apartment number.
Okay. Street. Celine?
Yes.
They're killing me, Jim. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Aw.
All right. All right. The court's going to take some brief testimony from Mr.
Brief testimony. For how? For how, Judge? For how? Happy early birthday to Beverly Bradford. And thank you once again, Jim. I appreciate that. If you are just joining us, by the way, we are going to be watching Slap Fights tonight. Not here, though. Over on Credence and Mikey, I pinned the link in the chat. We will be, oh, I didn't set it to redirect there, but I will now. And we will redirect there together to party and watch men slap each other, baby. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited about it. Also, this is a clusterfuck. This case is killing me, Jim. Them repeating the address like 77 times is killing me. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, Jellybean. No, it's not that bad. It's just this is an unusual case, but this is exactly why you get a lawyer. They're trying to take the parentage and change it all up. Blah, 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 blah. Hi, Mayor. Naked gnome running through.
Torres to establish the minor children. There's been a breakdown, no chance of reconciliation. And Ms. Torres, please do not get pregnant while this matter is pending because that just further complicates it more. Okay?
Okay.
Let's get divorced first.
Okay.
He did fucking not. That has to be a short. He did not just say that to her. Oh my God.
The minor children, there's been a breakdown, no chance of reconciliation. And Ms. Torres, please do not get pregnant while this matter is pending because that just further complicates it more. Okay?
Okay.
Let's get divorced first.
Okay.
All right. And perhaps your attorney can line up an interpreter if necessary, or Mr. Medina can bring a family member into assist him interpreting.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Torres and Mr. Medina, can you both raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give us matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Torres?
Yes.
Ms. Torres?
Oh, I swear.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Medina?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Torres, please state your name and current mailing address for the record.
Samantha Chavaria Torres,
Address?
Michigan 48162.
Thank you. Is it true, ma'am, that you filed a complaint for divorce with this court on about March 6, 2024? Is it further true that on the date you filed the complaint, you had lived in the county of Monroe at least 10 days and stayed in Michigan at least 6 months?
Yes.
Is it further true that you married Jose Medina on July 13, 2017, and you separated in March of 2019?
Yes.
Is it true there's been a breakdown of your marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there's no reasonable chance of reconciliation?
Yes.
Is it true that there were 3 children born during your marriage? 3 children born during your marriage, namely Milani, Penelope, and Francesca.
Yes.
And only Milani and Penelope were the biological children of your husband, Jose. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you currently pregnant?
No.
Right, the court's going to amend your complaint and strike the name Maxiel because Maxiel was born prior to the marriage, has nothing to do with Mr. Medina. And minor child, Francesca, born out of wedlock. Have you already divided your personal property?
We don't have none. No.
Okay. And spousal support is not appropriate, being a 2-year marriage. You've agreed upon joint physical custody of Penelope and Milani. Jose will have parenting time on his days off. Does Mr. Medina pay any child support right now?
He is not. According to the child support office, at downtown Monroe, they told me that because he doesn't have a social, I can't receive it.
Oh, that's a new one. We haven't actually heard that before. Interesting. Interesting.
Are there any joint debts?
No.
Is there any real estate or retirement benefits?
No.
Right. Mr. Medina, can you state your name, please?
Jose Noé Mireles Medina.
And your address is 290.
Yes.
Did you hear the testimony of your wife, Samantha, this morning?
I'm sorry.
Okay, Ms. Torres, perhaps you can ask him, did he understand your testimony this morning?
¿Tú entendiste lo que yo dije?
No.
Dije que Maxiel Chavarría Torres no es tu hijo y que Francesca no es tu hija y nomás Penélope y Milani es tu hija. Y no tenemos nada que dividir, no tenemos real estate, no tenemos deudas, no tenemos nada de eso. ¿Entendiste eso?
Oh, sí lo entendí.
Dile a él que lo entendiste.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right, Mr. Medina, the court cannot grant a divorce until we establish paternity and we revoke paternity of the minor child, Francesca. So Ms. Torres is going to hire an attorney. You need to do that, ma'am, if you want to get divorced. And the court can't sit on this for 6 months. Okay?
Correct.
So what the court's going to do, the court's going to set another pretrial conference. You think you can have an attorney on board within a month?
Yes.
Okay. And if you cannot afford an attorney, contact Legal Services of Southeastern Michigan. They can provide you with, sister, do we have their phone number? Let's give her that phone number. Do you have a piece of paper and pen? We'll give you the number for Legal Services.
Yes.
And they may have a waiting list. So it'd probably be quicker if you can hire an attorney, if you can borrow money from family.
Okay. I have the number. I had contacted them previously. Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Well, you need their help because you need to revoke paternity. You need to file a motion and we need to determine all that. Is the biological father of Francesca, is he still here in the United States?
He is, yes.
Okay, will he appear and cooperate and appear in court and say that he's the biological father of that child?
Yes.
Okay, if so, that might eliminate the need for DNA testing, because that's an expense and that will also be a delay.
I understand.
If you and the biological father and Jose all testify that third party is the biological father, then that will be much cleaner. So you'll contact Legal Services. When you first contacted them, why did they assist you?
They did not assist me because the attorney I had contacted or they had assigned to me, we were going back and forth. We never had a either she was busy or I was busy. It was just a back and forth thing. And I did receive advice from an attorney when I had called, and he had said to get a divorce first and then do.
Right, you can't get a divorce though until we address the revocation of paternity.
Okay.
Right, so
I understand.
So the court will give you a date for another pretrial conference. The court would first of all note that based upon the testimony that's been presented by the plaintiff, as well as complaint filed in this matter, the court finds that jurisdiction has been established and there's been a breakdown of the marriage relationship, no chance of reconciliation. The court will reserve all outstanding issues. until we address. The only issue appears to be the revocation of paternity. And we'll give you a date for another pretrial conference. Sorry, do you have a date? Hold on.
This is a cluster of a case. I really wish I had paid more attention in Spanish, but we all know I didn't. Hopefully Bev
The
wins.
court will schedule this for a continued pretrial conference on Friday, August 16th at 11 a.m. So make note that it'll be via Zoom. The court will mail out notice to Ms. Torres as well as Mr. Medina. Do you have any questions, Ms. Torres?
I do not. August 15 at 11 a.m., correct?
The 16th, Friday,
The
August 16, 1/6, 11
Okay.
a.m. via Zoom. We'll mail you notice at 1611 Sam Drive, Monroe, 48162. Reach out to legal services or the attorney today or Monday. Let's move on this matter, okay?
Okay,
And
yes.
Mr. Medina, do you have any questions for the court?
Oh, no question.
Okay, the court will mail you out notice. And that will conclude this matter. You can both zoom out.
He's like doxing her on purpose. Sometimes they throw shade at the very end. There's 3 of them that sit there. Oh, no, I guess that works. Okay. That was crazy. The judge got in so many digs there. That was crazy. Okay, on to the next. I thought that was SpongeBob beside her, but it looks like boxers, or actually it looks like a sleeve of a shirt. Is she sitting in her closet?
Nothing the matter. Benjamin Fedorn.
For the record, this matter is before the court for pretrial conference, the same as being conducted via Zoom. You are Lauren Cadorn, is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
Good morning. Is Benjamin Cadorn present on audio?
Yes.
Court is in receipt of a proposed consent judgment of divorce, which both of you have completed and approved. However, you did not address the issue of child support, so the 2 of you have met with Mr. Walker from the front of the court this morning, and Mr. Walker is providing the court with a recommendation. Are you both agreeable with that recommendation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Walker has provided a uniform child support order, which he has prepared. Thank you, Mr. Walker. That the recommendation is effective September 1st, 2024. So it's not going to begin until September. Then Ms. Cadorn will pay to Ms. Cadorn the sum of $1,038. Uninsured medical expenses will be shared as follows: 44% paid by mother, 56% paid by father. For child support, it's always subject to modification as circumstances change, incomes increase or decrease. Children get older, there's always either party can always petition the court for modification of child support. Is this recommendation agreeable with you, Ms. Cadorn?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Cadorn, is this recommendation agreeable with you as well?
Sure.
Okay, all right, so the court will sign that, and I'll print it out and I'll attach that to the judgment. Mr. Walker, thank you for your assistance this morning.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Right, Mr. and Ms. Cadorn, can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
I do.
Thank you. I'll start with you, Ms. Cadorn. Can you please state your name and current mailing address for the record?
Lauren Kadoran, and my address is 1838.
No. No. No, your name is not Lauren Kadoran. Who did that to you? Did you do that to yourself? Who did? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no fucking planet where that happened. Lauren Kadoran. No. I don't, I'm just, this is crazy. Also, stop doxing them, Judge, please. Hi, Courtney. Listen to this person's name, Courtney. I'm going to back it up. Listen to her say her name and tell me that somebody hasn't been pranking her since birth, possibly.
Truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Hi,
I do.
Mark.
Thank you. I'll start with you, Ms. Cadorn. Can you please state your name and current mailing address for the record?
Lauren Kadoran, and my address is 1838 02 Monroe, Michigan 48162.
Thank you. Is it true, ma'am, that you filed the complaint for divorce with this court on about March 25th, 2024?
Yes.
Is it further true that
Is it further true that March 25th is my birthday? Woo! It's always exciting when you hear something on your birthday. I have a little partiality to my birthday. I just think it's a great day. And March 25th. Woo! Woo! So glad.
on the date you filed the complaint that you'd lived in the county of Monroe for at least 10 days and state of Michigan at least 6 months?
Yes.
Further true that you married to Benjamin Cadorn on April 11th, 2014?
Yes.
When did you separate? Approximately what month? What year?
March 2024.
March of 2024. Is it true, Ms. Cadorn, there's been a breakdown of your marriage relationship to the extent that the obvious matrimony had been destroyed and there's no reasonable chance of reconciliation?
Yes.
Is it true that there were 2 children born of the marriage who are minors, namely Jackson and Audrey?
Yes.
Were there any other children born or adopted during the marriage who are still minors?
No.
Are you currently pregnant?
No.
And you've signed your name to this proposed judgment approving the terms and conditions contained therein, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so Mr. Cadorn, could you please state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yep, Benjamin Allen Cadorn, 209 Arbor.
We have an address of Apache Trail on this judgment, and you've moved.
Your birthday's 13 days before my birthday? Or before some other date?
Moved.
Oh, yes, that's my parents' address. We are moving out of that house, so yeah, sorry.
So what do you want for your mailing address? You want this Arbor Street address?
I want to use the Apache Trail.
Okay. Okay, if you move, that'll be address for the front of court purposes. So if you change that in the future, you need to change that in writing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, so legally my address is still at my current house. Should I use that one then?
Okay, where do you want the judgment mailed to you at?
The 209 Arbor.
Oh my God.
Okay,
They just are doxing themselves constantly. So March 12th? Mark, happy belated birthday. It's so great to be born in March. It's a great month. Gotta be my favorite.
09 Arbor?
Yep.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cadorn, you're confusing the court. Where do you want this judgment of divorce mailed to you at? What address?
I wanted to use my 209 Arbor Avenue address, 48162. That's still my current legal address.
Okay. If in fact that's where the front of the court will use that for all purposes, if you change your mailing address, you need to inform the front of the court in writing. Okay.
Okay, I'm
209
sorry.
Arbor Avenue, Monroe 48162.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Okay, Mr. Godoran, we're going to use the mailing address of 209 Arbor Avenue, Monroe 48162. Is that agreeable?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Godoran, did you hear the testimony of your wife, Lauren, this morning?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. You're breaking up.
Okay,
Actually, you are. Ba-dum-tsh. That was a terrible joke about his divorce. Look at her rolling her eyes at me. It's unusual to have him have bad hearing, but him come through crystal clear. Usually we hear the problem. Lauren Cadoran, ladies and gentlemen, she married him with her name, knowing her name was that. I gotta say, I think that was on her. No offense, Lauren. And in fact, kudos to them. Although, are they even allowed to get divorced? It's only been what, like 4 months. So presto's in, and all this address shade. Again, stop telling people's addresses, Judge.
you must have weak internet. Did you hear the testimony of your wife, Lauren, this morning?
Did I talk to her?
Okay, I'm going to give you a phone number to call in because you obviously weak internet. So I'm going to give you a phone number. You got a piece of paper and pen. You call in and appear by audio. Your signal is way too weak. Well, you're on the phone. Did you hear the testimony of your wife this morning, Mr. Godoran?
Yes. I just heard.
Okay.
It. Now,
Was her testimony true and accurate?
yes, it was true and accurate.
Did you sign your name to this proposed judgment approving the terms and conditions contained therein?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to walk through the terms of this judgment with both of you. You've agreed that you'll share joint legal and joint physical custody of your 2 children.
Yes.
You've agreed that the 2 of you will agree upon parenting time. So reasonable, liberal, whatever you agree upon. If you cannot agree, either one of you can file a petition with the court, and the court will establish a specific parenting time schedule. Child support will be in the amount referenced, recommended by Mr. Walker, $1,038, and that will commence on September 1st.
Yeah.
Of 2024. Spousal support is not awarded. That's forever barred. You've already divided your personal property, so each keep personal property occurring in your respective possession, free and clear of any claim on part of the other. There are no joint debts, so each will pay any debts in their own name. Each will keep their own automobile and pay any debt thereon. And with respect to the real estate, known as 209 Arbor Avenue, that is awarded to both of you. Both of you will share equally the mortgage and the other expenses. And you've agreed to list that home for sale. Is that correct?
Correct. It is currently for sale.
Okay. So you will share equally the net sale proceeds.
Yes.
And finally, you've attached a income tax addendum that the plaintiff mother is awarded the right to claim the 2 children as dependent for tax purposes. And that is it.
Yeah.
Miss Cadoran, do you have any questions for the court?
The only thing that I believe should be addressed there is that I do plan to change my name.
Yes, I do see that. I apologize for not mentioning that. Yes, judgment does provide that your name shall be modified and changed to Lauren Joe Berger. When you get a copy of the judgment, you need to take a copy to Secretary of State and Social Security to facilitate that change, okay? Do you have any other questions, ma'am?
I do not.
Mr. Cadoran, do you have any questions for the court?
No, I do not.
And I guess finally, yes, with respect to retirement benefits, you've agreed to each keep your own, free and clear of any claim part of the other, whether it's a pension, a 401k, or annuity. Agreeable?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Based upon the testimony, it's been, it's one last question. There's a statutory 6-month waiting period in any divorce case in which there's a minor child, just to make sure there's no chance of reconciliation. And the 6 months begins to run the date the divorce complaint was filed, which was March 25. So 6 months expires in September. about 2 months from now. But this court has the authority to waive that and enter the judgment of divorce today. The court would do so if you both agree. Ms. Cordona, are you asking the court to waive the balance of its waiting period and enter the judgment of divorce today?
Sure.
Do you believe it to be in the best interest of your children to finalize things sooner than later?
Yes.
Same question for you, Mr. Godoran. Are you asking the court to waive the 6-month waiting period and enter the judgment of divorce today?
Yes.
Do you believe that to be in the best interest of your children to finalize things sooner than later so you can move forward?
Yes.
Very well. The court will do so. Based upon the testimony that's been presented this morning, as well as complaint filed in this case, court finds that jurisdiction has been established. Court further finds that there has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there appears to be no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Accordingly, it is ordered by this court that the marriage between the parties be and is hereby dissolved and judgment shall enter, granting a divorce and bonds of matrimony. The court has signed the judgment. You'll both be mailed a copy. That will conclude this hearing. You can both zoom out, and I applaud you for reaching agreement that you can co-parent your 2 children. Communication is the key. There's enough challenges in life, so make it good for each other and the children. All right, that will conclude, sir. You can both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
So what is the final date of the divorce?
The court is signing the judgment this morning, so you're divorced.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Can you repeat that?
Can you repeat that, Mark? Oh my God. Thank you so much. Wow. Do. Amazing. Tomorrow is members only, and it's going to be a great time. This is sad because she seems like, peace out, A-Town, I'm done. And he's like, sorry, can you repeat that? And he's like, you're divorced. Depends on the press. Oh, thank you again, Mark, by the way. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Please make sure you have gifting turned on because if we run out, YouTube Daddy takes them back. So thank you. Also, Tiny Piggy's here. Hi, Tiny Piggy. Oh, and Navar's police videos. You're about to zoom out or at least space out. Well, you can if you want. We're going to be watching slap fights soon, and it's going to be fun. If you are pre-gaming with us, you can do whatever you want, responsibly, legally, allegedly, in my opinion. All right, let's listen to this end of him repeating the divorce, and then I have one more case for us before I think that might bring us. We'll see.
Verbert, I didn't hear what
The
you
court
said.
is signing. The court is signing the judgment of divorce this morning. You'll both be mailed a copy, and you'll both get a copy next week, and that will conclude this proceeding.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
good luck to both of you.
Good luck to both of you. Why did you get shafted, Presto? Oh, because was I answering your question and then I kept. Sorry. Depends on the state. So some states it actually resets the mandatory waiting period if you do indeed bone before your divorce is final, like mid separation. So keep that in mind. Your mileage may vary depending on your humpability. They used to call me that. I used to hate it. Okay, give me 1 second. I will probably create frame while I get this video. So be prepared. Oh, that was a little long, but that was great. It's just the background behind me. That's the shrooms collect. Off to
Okay, it's
Washington.
loading up now. All right. There it goes. Okay, we're now on record, live streaming here at Thurston County District Court, small claims calendar. We had an opportunity to do some mediations. I understand Mr. Eastman, Ms. Jordan. Ms. Jordan, can you unmute and start your video? Okay, so I'll take your matter up, 37313, and that did not, Mr. Eastman, you want to go to trial today? You're ready to do that today? You're muted, so I can't hear you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you want to go to trial today?
Yeah, I mean, if that's what has to be done, yeah.
It's up to you. You filed this lawsuit. You decide.
I know,
So-
I don't like court. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like, looks like that's what we're gonna have to do, yeah.
Okay, so are you ready to go forward today? Do you want
Let's
any
go
more
for
time to
it.
talk to Dispute Resolution Center, or I just want to be sure you're ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so Ms. Jordan, then you had some time with Dispute Resolution Center, and are you prepared to go to answer this claim to go to trial today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me put you both under oath. Mr. Eastman, raise your right hand with me. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Mr. Eastman?
Yes,
Okay, Ms. Jordan, why don't you raise your right hand with me? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Ms. Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So and I'll be looking back and forth here because our files are electronic. I've got two screens here. I've got you on one screen and the file on the other. So if there's something you want me to look at within, the things that you filed, let me know and I can look at it again. But let me get that up here before we get too far. Give me a moment. There it is. Come on. 37313. Okay. Okay, so first off, Mr. Eastman, I'm looking at your notice. You're saying that your claim was $6,500, damaged to
Yeah.
truck, car rental, missed work.
that was the
Yeah.
misguided understanding of the document that I signed. So, I mean, excluding
You're talking
the
about the
damages.
USAA. You're talking about the USAA
Yes,
claim
ma'am.
settlement?
Yes.
Okay. So let's review that. And that came to the court. I don't know. Did you file that, Ms. Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that came to the court. It's signed by, it looks like Mr. Eastman, and I can't read the other handwriting, probably, but Mr. Eastman. So what it's saying here is that concerning this April 13th event, that $10,000 went to you, Mr. Eastman, or will be coming to you if you haven't already gotten it. And the receipt of which is hereby acknowledged that you release and forever discharge Ms. Jordan from all liability for damages to any and all property resulting from that collision. So the property damage, the damage to your truck, that's gone because you've signed it away. But the next paragraph says that this applies only to liability for property damage which arose from that event. This release does not affect other rights, causes of actions, or demands that the releaser that you may have for other damages, not limited to personal injury or other claims. And so it's construed as an admission on the part of the party or the parties released of any liability, whatever in consequence. Okay. All right, not to be construed as an admission of liability. So what that says is that your part of your claim that you're in your notice for the damage to your truck, you signed away on June 6th. So that's no longer by law, you're not allowed to go after that here in small claims. You've given that up. So then you say car rental and missed work. So if you could map out what your claim is. and how much, and I can ask some questions and I'll
Yeah,
talk
that's
to
fine.
you. And then once we're finished talking, then I'm going to talk to Ms. Jordan. And then I'll make a decision about your claim.
Slap
Okay, yeah,
fight.
so I was just trying to redo the math here, so it'd be. Oh,
Ugh, exactly. That's how I felt every time I had to do math. And you know what? The reality is you're allowed to use a calculator, my bud. You're allowed. It's amazing. This is a small claims case, by the way. This is not a child custody case. But we are in Thurston County, and this judge is patient but firm. And if you're just getting here, we
You
are
need some
going
time to go through all this. I can take up the
I'm
other matter.
almost done, but I mean, yeah, if you'd like, I don't want to ask for, I mean, I'm just trying to be straight.
Here, why don't I go on to the other matter, and then you can work on that and be more prepared. And I don't know if you.
I've got the answer right now.
You ready?
$1,824.
And what is that?
So that would be for the filing fee, the notice of small claim fee, the car rental, and 2 days of missed work.
What's the rental and the missed work? What is that you're alleging you're owed for that independently?
So $666.45 for the car rental, because I had to rent the car for the entire duration of them working on my truck, which is, I believe, about 2 weeks.
All right, so
And
600,
then-
I'm sorry, 600 and what?
$666.45.
Okay, for 2 weeks of a car rental, because you didn't have your truck, and then missed work.
2 days of missed work. I work 12-hour shifts and I make $43.50 an hour.
Okay.
humble fucking brag. Holy shit. 12-hour shifts, 40 something an hour. Wow.
Okay, all right. And you couldn't work because you didn't have your truck?
Yes.
So 12 hours.
Well,
and-
actually, I didn't have the truck at that time. That was before I was able to get the rental car.
Got it. Okay, so 12 hours at 43, what was it?
$43.50.
Per hour. Okay, got it. So that's $522 you're claiming there, right?
I believe so.
No, it's 12
You're the
hours.
one. This is your
24
claim.
hours. Judge, you missed it. He said 2 days, 12-hour shifts, and you just did 12 hours. That's where you're missing the money. I bet.
I know, I just had the
All right.
math different because I screwed up.
Okay, so now I need to know why you think Ms. Jordan owes you this money. What duty did she owe to you? What duty did she breach? Was her fail to meet that duty to you? Was that a cause of your damages? And we've kind of evaluated what you think your damages are here in a number. So tell me why you think she owes you this money.
Well, I mean, she was responsible for the accident.
Tell me that. Tell
I'm
me why
sorry?
tell me why you believe that. What
Well, I
evidence?
have a witness that was at the incident. She actually called me over because of the way that the defendant was acting.
Do you
So
have
she
that witness available, or do you have a
I
statement?
have
from
her
that
contact
witness?
information, and she actually asked, I don't
Okay.
have her available on phone right now.
Today is the day of trial. That's
I'm-
why I asked you, are you ready for trial? And today it's
understanding.
trial.
I understand.
So if she's not here, she's not here. So if you have other evidence, I'm happy to hear it. You filed a lot of documents, and I appreciate that. But maybe you can point me to those documents. You have to show
Okay,
that exactly that why you think Ms. Jordan is responsible for all this, that you incurred this over $1,000 of damage, why you think she's responsible. And so do you have that evidence here?
the evidence that I have is that the insurance company specifically stated that she was found at fault of this accident.
Okay, show me where you
That's
put that.
that's it. And again, I'm not a lawyer, so I didn't understand that you need to get basically a written statement. And I honestly didn't think it was even going to get this far. I figured that the insurance was going to take care of it, you know,
Okay.
because I don't go through this. I don't go to
Well,
court.
let
I
me,
don't do
let me
this.
direct you here. You say that the insurance company made a finding and you both agreed that this finding found Ms. Jordan at fault. Where is that evidence?
That was what they said, and that's why her insurance was the one that made the payment. My insurance company reached out. They took the witness's
Let me back you
statement.
up. I need corroboration other than just your statement. And they said, do you have something in what you filed here that corroborates that? And where would you direct
Insurance is
me?
the one that made the payment. I mean, if it were my
Yeah.
fault, my insurance would be paying for her damages. Am I right?
Is there something in writing? Is
No.
anything? Okay.
Nope.
So, all right, I'm gonna turn to you again. I'm gonna say, so you got $10,000 and it sounds like you're not ready for trial. If you
Okay.
wanted to go forward on this, just saying that doesn't win the day. You know, there has to be corroborating evidence that the court can rely on that's authentic. You begin by saying it and then you support it with evidence.
Ma'am.
And so your statements in and of themselves aren't necessarily all the time the only evidence. Your observations of what happened, certainly. So I guess
Well,
the
if you'd like
question
to hear
is,
my observations, that's fine.
well, you're going to ask me to evaluate an accident, and I'm happy to do that. So let me just give you your options, because, and I'll hear from you what you want to do today. We can keep going today, and we'll go through all the information you filed and the defendant filed, and you tell me what you think and why Ms. Jordan owes you this, and I'll see. Or we can set another trial date, and you can prepare, Ms. Jordan can prepare, and we can come back and have that trial on this issue. In the meantime, you can continue to talk or evaluate or talk with dispute resolution centers help, or just talk with each other. Or today we can go forward. So what would you like to do, Mr. Eastman?
It sounds like I need to set another future trial date.
Okay, so we'll give you that opportunity. Ms. Jordan, that also gives you an opportunity to, now I'm going to give deadlines here and when things have to be in the court, because I'm not going to have you filing things on that day. That's not useful either side. And, you know, if there's a witness you want the court to hear from, Mr. Eastman, make them available so that I can judge their, or whoever the judge is can judge their credibility. And Ms. Jordan should have an opportunity to talk to them beforehand if she wants, or hear from them then, and she can. But let's see, where are we loosened up?
We're looking at August 16th.
Couldn't they?
So August 16th is our first date. It's always on a Friday morning, and you can kind of expect to spend the morning, and you can appear by Zoom. So Ms. Jordan, August 16th, 9 or 8:30, but know that you'll be here for the morning.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Eastman, August 16th,
August 16th at what time?
be here at
8:30?
8, so we can get all the Zoom things going.
Okay.
All right, so August 16th, that means no later than August, geez, August 9th, the Friday preceding that, no later than that. If there's documents you want to file, get them into the court file. If there's statements, those need to be under penalty of perjury, notarized, so that there's credibility to them, other than if, you know, it's best to have the person here so we can hear from them, but statements are also allowed if they're under penalty of perjury and notarized. Get all of anything that you want the court to consider, or if there's nothing more, that's fine too. You don't have to file anything, but nothing later than the Friday before, August 9th. If you file it, likely the court will not look at it, not have time and ability to look at that.
So for a witness statement, I'm assuming there's a piece of paper that they have to sign that states that it's true or whatever under perjury.
Yeah, under penalty of perjury, which
Where would I
is,
find that document or that?
well, Yeah, we don't supply documents to you. You might want to talk to a notary. That's a person who makes sure that the person who's signing is in fact the person who's signing it. And then the penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington, there's a law that, where would that be? I can't really direct you right now off the top of my head. But maybe what's best is if they're available by Zoom, they you can
Yeah.
put them on road and hear from them.
Okay.
So, but get everything in. If there's something for the court to consider before, get all that in by August 9th. So, Ms. Jordan, any questions about what's happening?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll see you August 16th. Anything you want the court to consider in by August 9th. Mr. Eastman, any questions about what we're doing?
No.
Okay, so we'll see you August 16th, everything in by August 9th, and we'll just have a trial then about the rental and the missed work.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you.
right, so long. Can you make a docket entry that this is about, I don't know. Well, yeah. All right, so then we've got Mr. Rexroth. Are you still with us somewhere? There you are. And Ms. Moreno.
Yes.
Okay. And you can start your video. Okay, so we've given you both a chance to go through some dispute resolution center, and I hear that Mr. Rexroth and Ms. Pure Property haven't come to a resolution there. So Mr. Rexroth, that means, are you ready for trial today on these issues?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and that means you've got all the information you want the court to consider. You don't have somebody else. Well, Ms. Moreno, looks like you're driving, so I'm just gonna stop until you find a home to settle.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I didn't realize that Thurston County does trial right after mediation, so I
Why don't
didn't
you just
have
find a
work
place to
today and I
park?
need.
Don't talk to me.
No, I am.
Find a place to park, and then we'll come back to you. We'll just pause. What in the? My groceries are ready. That's exciting. Have to go pick those up after this. The judge is so, she's savage too. All the judges were savage this day. I'm gonna grab the next case while they're doing this, or doing nothing, I guess. She has a very big nose, right?
I am parked if you didn't hear me.
Okay, you're ready. Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, I know. Watch what I'm grabbing there, right, Bill? Oh, I want to make popcorn for slap fights tonight. That's what I'm gonna do. Popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. I always want to be sure. And so Mr. Rexroth feels like he's ready to go. He's got everything before the court, everything filed, not looking for any witnesses that aren't here or anything, right, Mr. Rexroth?
Correct.
Okay, now, Ms. Morano, on behalf of Pure Property, since you're a little surprised, is Pure Property ready to go to trial today, or do you need time to be prepared?
No, I would like to set a date and be prepared. I was only prepared for mediation.
Okay.
So
All right, well, and I understand that lots of courts, as Mr. Rexroth, do that. I think we're one of the few that go directly to to trial after, on the day, and that's a surprise to folks who work in a lot of different courts, and your property does. I see you're up in Tacoma, headquartered, is that right?
Yeah, typically I go to Pierce County, so they have a totally different system. This is my first time doing it through Thurston County.
Yep, that's how they do it. All right. And just so I'm clear, Mr. Rexroth, this is about a property, a rental on the Lake Park Drive, the one in Tumwater that was in Thurston County. That's what this is about.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to find a date. It's still August 16th.
Yeah.
All right. We're looking at August 16th. And how's that look, Ms. Moreno?
That's good for me.
Okay, kind of, you're going to spend the morning, you'll be at the top of the calendar, but we have a few things to figure out before we ever get to trials. And then Mr. Rexroth, how's August 16th, knowing that you're going to spend the morning with us?
Honestly, not great.
We're after that, so we do these on Friday mornings, and so the next one would be the next week.
Okay, the 23rd.
So just kind of going down the line, August 23rd.
I have no conflicts.
Okay, how's pure property for that one, Ms. Moreno?
That's fine.
Okay, so we got August 23rd. And so then that, if there's anything more that anybody wants to file, I mean, Mr. Rexroth, you filed about 100 pages of things. I can't imagine what else, but that's up to you. If pure property, if you have anything else you want the court to consider before that hearing, get it into the court file. Both of you no later than August 16th, the Friday before. Don't bring it to or file it the day before. It's just not possible for the court because I'm busy all week long doing all sorts of other things, or whichever judge is going to hear this. And so by August 16th, you get everything in if there's anything else for the court to consider. If you have, and then August 23rd, 8:30, we'll be back together. Know that you're probably going to spend the morning with us. We'll get to trial on that day. Right. And any questions, Mr. Rexroth, about what we're doing?
No.
Okay. And Ms. Moreno, on behalf of Pure Property, any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, you can both be on your way, and we'll see you on the 23rd of August.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did we do everything?
That's all.
Sorry, I just got an email from YouTube Daddy about problems. So
Same as being conducted via Zoom. It appears both parties are present. How do you pronounce your last name? Is it Schiffer?
Yes.
Right, yeah, ma'am, you are Crystal Schiffer, is that correct? Can you unmute yourself?
Correct, yes. Hello.
That's better. All right, then, sir, you are Michael Schiffer?
Yes, sir.
All right, the court is in receipt of a proposed judgment. It did not address child support, but the court's informed that the two of you have agreed to reserve child support. Is that correct?
Correct.
And of course, that is always subject, either one of you can always petition the court for a child support order, but until then it's reserved. I'm going to write that in the judgment, the word reserved, because we need to address that. And then I'll just put my initials next to the word reserved. Is that agreeable with both of you?
Yes, sir.
Earl, can you both please raise your right hand to be sworn, please? Do you both solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. All right, we'll start with you, Miss Crystal. Can you please state your name and current mailing address for the record?
Yes, it's Crystal Marie Schiffert. Current address 2176 Smith 48182.
Thank you. And Ms. Schiffert, is it true that you filed a complaint for divorce with this court on about March 19th, 2024?
Correct.
Is it further true that on the date you filed the complaint that you've been a resident of the County of Monroe at least 10 days, the state of Michigan at least 6 months?
Correct.
Is it further true that you married Michael Schiffert on October 29th, 2005, and you separated in January of 2020?
Correct.
Still living together, but you've not been living together as husband and wife for a number of years. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is it true that there are 2 children born of your marriage who are still minors, namely Caden and Garrett?
Correct.
Were there any other children born or adopted during your marriage who are still minors?
No.
Are you currently pregnant?
No.
Okay. And you signed your name to this proposed judgment approving the terms and conditions contained therein. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. And Mr. Schiffer, can you please just state your name and mailing address for the record?
Michael Lee Schiffer, 21182.
Thank you. Mr. Schiffer, did you hear the testimony of your wife, Crystal, this morning?
Yes, I have.
Was her testimony true and accurate?
Sounds like he's confirming it, Mikey. The man, the legend himself is here, who will be doing slap fights later tonight, which is what we're pre-gaming for. I've already linked the slap fight video on this chat. It's a pinned comment, and this video will redirect there. It's going to be a good night. We always have fun. We're talking about popcorn flavors that we like, and also not having sex. Earlier, Cellulite Yoga Pants was asking why there's no sex in cars once you get married. Why guys get all bored or boring. Sorry. And then also I just got a YouTube email that I'm looking at. So my brain's a little over there.
Best of your knowledge.
Yes.
Did you also sign your name to this proposed judgment approving the terms and conditions contained therein?
Yes, I have.
Okay. There's a statutory waiting period of 6 months in any divorce case in which there are minor children, just to make sure no chance of reconciliation for the benefit of the children. The 6-month waiting period begins to run on the date the divorce complaint was filed. Ms. Schiffer had filed this complaint on March 19th. So 6 months expires September 19th. This court, however, has the authority to waive that waiting period and end the judgment of divorce today. The court would do so if you both agree. And you believe that being the best interest for children is simply finalize things sooner than later so you can move forward. Ms. Schiffer, are you asking the court to waive that balance, that waiting period?
Yes, please.
If you believe it's in your children's best interest to finalize things today so you can move forward.
Yes.
Same question to you, Mr. Schiffer. Are you also asking the court to waive the statutory waiting period, the balance of it, and enter the judgment of divorce today?
Yes, please.
All right, I'm going to walk through the terms of this with both of you. And I applaud you for reaching your own agreement. You can co-parent your children. You've agreed to joint physical custody. You have a specific parenting time schedule written in the judgment. Obviously, communication is the key. If you need to modify this, hopefully the two of you can agree. I applaud you. It's wonderful. Your children will thrive because you're on the same page. There may be challenges in the future, but they can all be addressed through effective communication. If in fact you need help, someone can always petition the court to modify a parenting time schedule. But they should spend as much time with each parent as possible. Child support, again, is reserved. Spousal support or alimony, that is not awarded. That's forever barred. Personal property is divided according to the attached personal property addendum. You've attached an addendum.
No, law tube does not mean no sex. We can have sex. That's marriage, apparently. And not all marriages, by the way.
Pursuant to which the plaintiff, Crystal, is awarded the family pets. Loki, Freddie, and JoJo. Defendant Michael is awarded Zoe and the fish.
They split up the pets. They named them and split up the pets. And they just called them the fish. Why? Why is everyone always against fish? They have names too.
It also says any other possession, any other property in his possession or her possession is awarded that property, but you're still living together. So
Yes.
you both agree that will not be an issue. Each know what each is going to take when you separate.
Correct.
Who owns the home? Are you renting?
We currently own it together, but in the judgment, we hash that out.
Yes, okay, I will, I do see that. We'll address that in one moment. So you've agreed upon personal property. Vehicles. According to, they're divided according to the vehicle addendum, which is attached. Plaintiff Crystal is awarded the 2012 Scion.
Scion. I think it's Toyota, right?
And Michael is awarded the Ford Explorer. Each will pay any debt on their respective vehicles, free and clear any claimant part of the other. Each is awarded their own retirement benefits, whether it's a 401k, pension, or annuity. With respect to the real estate known as 2176 Smith Road, that is awarded to the plaintiff Crystal. She should pay any mortgage or debt thereon. She shall refinance to the home to remove defendant's name from the mortgage, and Michael will sign a quick claim deed. The only thing we need to address is that time frame. There's no time frame. Do you want to say 6 months, 12 months? I'm just trying to minimize and avoid issues down the line.
Yeah, to refinance that, I think 6 months is ideal.
6 months from today's date is agreeable, Mr. Schiffer?
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, and obviously it's so, but in the meantime, you're going to pay the mortgage payments, correct, Ms. Schiffer?
Correct. Yep.
All right, the court's going to write in here, and I'm going to put within 6 months, and I'm going to put my initials next to that, since you're both agreeable.
Long silence, Judge. Caught me texting,
Finally,
Judge.
is a
Now you
provision of the
talk.
judgment that the defendant shall be awarded $10,000 for use of a down payment on a new home. So when you refinance the home, Ms. Schiffer, you're going to borrow an additional $10,000 to pay to Mr. Schiffer. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And it's further noted that the defendant will reside as roommate in plaintiff's home until they're able to purchase the home, but no later than 2 years. So Mr. Schiffer can live there rent-free for 2 years, correct?
No, I'm still going to be paying basically like room and board.
Okay.
I'll be adding a little bit for the fact that I am still living here at the time. So we've
Okay.
kind of agreed on a minor amount of payment.
Okay, but that's not spelled out in here, but that's, you both can work through that together,
Yes.
right? Right, do you have any questions, Ms. Crystal?
I do not.
Mr. Michael, do you have any questions for the court?
No, sir.
Well, based upon the court appreciates both of you putting together this consent judgment. It's wonderful you can agree upon these items. The court will waive the statutory.
We make fun of it, but in reality, it is actually lovely when a couple can really just come together to come apart. And sometimes that's the best thing that a couple can do for each other is indeed come apart. They split the animals. What the fuck is that noise? They split the animals. They're living together. It sounds like they got a plan. Sounds like they got a plan. I mean, awkward for like, you know, booty calls, I guess. I guess you could just go out. They each will have to go out for that. It'd be pretty awkward, but we'll never know. Maybe this will turn into an unlikely throuple later. He gets the fish, she gets the tank. That's funny, Jonathan. That would be quite funny. Indeed.
The balance of a 6 month statutory waiting period based upon the agreement of both parties. Further, the court would note that based upon the testimony that's been presented this morning, as well as the complaint filed in this case, the court finds that jurisdiction has been established. Court further finds that there has been a breakdown of the marriage relationship to the extent that the objects of matrimony have been destroyed and there appears to be no reasonable likelihood that the marriage can be preserved. Accordingly, it is ordered by this court that the marriage between the parties be and is hereby dissolved and judgment shall enter granting a divorce from bonds of matrimony. Court will sign the judgment. You both will mail the copy. Good luck to both of you. And that will conclude this hearing. You can both zoom out.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
You're welcome.
Wow, finally a nice one where they just dealt with it. Nobody had babies out of wedlock or lied about being pregnant or wore something super inappropriate to court like me or I mean, we hear it all. We hear it all. I know it doesn't make for very good television or YouTube, but it does make for better children's outcomes. So I suppose it's the thing to do. Sorry, my brain is a little distracted. I got a privacy claim on a video from a couple weeks ago, but it's a very broad amount of time. So I think that somebody is literally claiming like the entire time they were on the case as like a privacy violation. That's not really quite how that works. So I'm gonna have to look into that. And I'm gonna pick up my groceries, and we're gonna do slap fights. So this video is already going to redirect to slap fights. It's starting in approximately 10 minutes. And I think that we will all be redirected there. So if you haven't ever seen slap fights before, or you don't know what it is, or you're like, what? Well, it's nice to hang out with the group of people that comes. Also, it's fun. I'm always surprised. I was explaining to my daughter about it today when we were hanging out, and she was like, "Slap fights?" I'm like, "Yeah, they literally slap each other in the face." And she was laughing at me a little bit. But anyways, thank you again so much for being here. Thank you for your gifts and your generosity and your time and your likes and your subscribes. I love it. Remember that I love you. I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. I said bye.